Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire, and I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about spiritual regrets versus physical regrets. And this message right here is actually gonna you know, hold on. So it's like people usually talk about do your best now so you don't have to have physical regrets in the future. You know, um, people be like, oh, you got to do your best now so you don't have regrets in the future and this and that. But what people need to understand is, like, why am I, yo, my eyes always be looking teary, bro. That's crazy. But, um, But let's get back to the mess. I'm almost like losing my words. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But let me actually um let me pace myself. Let me take my time to think about what I was saying. Because sometimes when I'm freestyling messages, because I just let the messages I just freestyle the messages, and I just let God use me and, speak through me, because that's how I do. I just freestyle messages, and sometimes I do write some points down to see the direction where I'm about to speak on, but usually I just freestyle. And when you are freestyling, sometimes you're going to have that moment where it's like you kind of almost like forget a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, physical regrets versus spiritual regrets, right? People usually be talking about do your best now so you don't have those regrets in the future. Always try your best and this and that. But the thing is, right? Um, the thing is, bruh, like, these people is focused on physical regrets, bruh. They focused on their career. They focused on what they are doing today, and, to try to get a better future and this and that. They focused on different opportunities and career goals and life path or whatever. But these people is not worried about no spiritual regrets. These people is not worried about, man, what about my spiritual regrets? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to regret not trusting God. Man, people ain't worried about that. When the last time you heard somebody say, I don't want to regret trusting God? Man, these people ain't worried about God, bro. They not worried about spiritual regrets. I don't want to regret not trusting God, man. I wish I had trusted God. Man, you probably ain't never heard that statement from people in your life. Because these people is worried about physical regrets. They worried about their careers. They worried about their success on earth. They worried about physical regrets. Oh, you gotta go here and do this and go to this career and this school so you could have a family and have kids, so you won't have regrets in your life about anything, about your finances and this and that. I'm like, bro, all these are physical regrets. What about the spiritual regrets? This goes to show you, man, these people don't care about the spiritual stuff. They don't care about God. They don't care about their spiritual life. But yet it's the spiritual life that determines your eternity, on where you're going to spend your life. But yet these people worried about their careers. They worried about all these physical regrets. But they not even worried about their spiritual regrets, bruh. What's going on with these people, bruh? Have you seen some of these people, man? I don't want to regret not taking that opportunity and going all out and working my hardest when I was in my 20s so I could have a better future and this and that. Okay, cool. Physical regrets. What about your spiritual regrets, though? This right here exposes people. People is not spiritual, bruh. People is not, it's like people don't know they have to stand in front of God on Judgment Day, bruh. And God is going to be judging you based off of like his truth. He's going to be judging your spiritual life, bruh. Your physical life is not your spiritual life. Your physical life is nothing, bruh. Your physical life, bruh. Let me tell you something. You can't bring up your physical accomplishments on Judgment Day because it's not a part of the spiritual life. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand that we got to deal with our physical, our physical needs and this and that. But we also got to focus on our spiritual stuff. We got to have both. We got to focus on this physical stuff of this world, money and making money and doing all this extra stuff. We got to focus on that physical stuff too. But people completely ignore the spiritual stuff. But if you are only focused on the physical, on Judgment Day, you is not. What, bro? On Judgment Day, God is only judging the spiritual, bro. Don't you see what I'm saying, bro? God is a spirit. On Judgment Day, God is only judging the spiritual. What did you do spiritually? Nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. You is not going to heaven, bro. You going straight to hell because you have nothing on your spiritual resume, bro. Why should God let you into his heavenly home when you have nothing that's spiritual? Your spiritual resume is empty because these people is physical minded, bro. These people is they are not spiritual minded. So how are you going to heaven when God is judging you and God is a spirit and you telling God, oh, I had this career, I accomplished this, I made money and this and that. What does that have to do with his spiritual life? Nothing, bruh. Absolutely nothing. And y'all, this is going to be a lot of people on Judgment Day. Lord, have mercy. This is going to be a lot of people on Judgment Day. Lord, have mercy. They going to be on Judgment Day talking about some physical accomplishments. God is a spirit. What does that have to do with God? Nothing, bruh. Your career, your job, you raised your kids, you went to school, you earned money. Absolutely means nothing on Judgment Day, bruh. Because it has nothing to do with your spiritual life at all. So you're going to have all these, these people have no, look. Lord, have mercy, bruh. Bruh, these people, bruh, people need to be helped, bruh, immediately, bruh. Because look, your spiritual, people don't even have, Lord, have mercy, bruh. Yo, Lord, have mercy. People don't even have spiritual regrets. And I'm going to tell you why people don't have spiritual regrets. Majority of people, they do not have spiritual regrets is because they don't even believe in the spiritual life. They don't have spiritual regrets right now as they are living on earth is because they don't even believe in the spiritual life. They don't even believe in the spiritual realm. They don't even believe in the spiritual world. So of course they don't have spiritual regrets because they don't, because these people don't have a spiritual life, You know what I'm saying? These people do not have a spiritual life. So obviously they don't believe in the spiritual world. God is a spirit. Everything about God is spiritual. But look though, when they get on Judgment Day, now they're going to start to be like, okay, maybe now they're going to have spiritual regrets. Now they're going to have spiritual regrets on Judgment Day. But as of right now, as they living on earth, they don't care about the spiritual realm. They don't believe in God like that, bruh. They don't care. Some of them do believe in God, but they don't believe in the spiritual realm. Some of these people believe in God, but they don't even believe in living a spiritual life. How do you believe in God, but you don't even believe in living a spiritual life, bruh? Lord, have mercy, bruh. How do you believe in God, but you don't believe in fully dedicating your life to God and living a spiritual life? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. But that's just life, though. Like, people is not worried about spiritual regrets or anything like that. People's worried about, man, when I'm older, when I'm in my 50s or 60s or whatever, man, I don't want to look back and regret not taking that career or taking that job or, working hard on my goals in my 20s. That's the only regrets people have, because they don't believe that after they die, they got to stand in front of God, who's going to judge them based off of only and only the spiritual life. What is going on with people, bruh? But hey, that's just how it is, man. It is what it is, man. That's just how people are. People is not worried about their spiritual life. People don't have regrets such as, man, I regret not trusting in God, man. Man, it's like people is not trying to avoid those type of regrets. Man, I wish I trusted God, man. Like, I wish I prayed more. I wish I fasted more. I wish I read my Bible more. Or I wish I took God's plan for my life more serious. People is not even worried about having these type of regrets. And I wish I went all out for God and I wish I fully dedicated my life to God. Not just 10%, not just 70%. I wish I fully 100% dedicated my life to God. Most people don't have those regrets. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Most people regrets is physical regrets, bruh. Oh, I wish I didn't sleep around with these people. Or I wish I did this and did that. Went to this college and did this and went to this career. That's people regrets. When you ask people about their regrets, they gonna tell you some physical regrets. 9 times out of 10, you ask anybody regrets, it's gonna be physical regrets. I repeat that one more time. Every time you ask people about their regrets, it's going to be some physical regrets. It's never nothing spiritual, bruh. Oh, I wish I had trusted God more. That's one of my regrets. Oh, I wish I had went all out for God. That's one of my regrets. I wish I had fully dedicated my life to Jesus. That's one of my regrets. It's never no spiritual regrets, ever. It's always some physical stuff. You want to know why it's physical? Because these people never even started walking in their spiritual life. They haven't even started walking in their spiritual life. They haven't even went day one in following God and walking in a spiritual life. That's why all this stuff is non-existent in their minds and in their hearts and in their life. Because they haven't even started, bruh. These people haven't even started, and they don't even care that this stuff exists. But that's just life, though. But that's just basically all I wanted to talk about, man. Peace.